Hi guys, and welcome to my new book releases in September. Yay! Hi guys, my name is Eva, and these are all the books that I would be most interested in September that I'd put towards the top of the list. There are a ton of fantasies coming out, and none of them just captured me. And some of them are at the very top of Goodreads lists and stuff and have some very good reviews. So if I keep hearing good reviews, people tell me they really like them, then I'll go ahead and check them out. But none of them oh, I have to go and read that. But there are a lot. There are a lot of sequels out to a lot of books that are really popular that I have not read. So I don't really want to recommend them if I haven't. The very first book, I'm just going to go ahead. This was in my fall most anticipated reads. So from September through November, just my most anticipated reads. I only did a top 5, so I couldn't pick all of these books. I only picked one for my September list of new book releases that I'm excited for, and I picked The Testament by Margaret Atwood. This comes out September 10th. Yeah, this comes out September 10th. It is just simply the sequel to The Handmaid's Tale. And if you haven't heard about The Handmaid's Tale, I don't know where you've been, but it is a book that was released, 20 years ago, more, I believe, and by Margaret Atwood, and it was a standalone novel, but they made it into a Netflix special. They're into season 3 now, so she went ahead and wrote a sequel, and everybody is excited for it because The Handmaid's Tale is kind of an earth-shattering, more newish idea-ish, I guess. And so yeah, I'm excited to see what she puts in the plot to read. Okay, and then book number 2 is American Royals. This is by Catherine McGee, and it comes out in September. Don't know the date. I'll put it down below. Love. I simply picked this book because I'm reading a Catherine McGee series right now, and it's the one I'm reading right now is Twisted Tower, and it's like a Gossip Girl meets Pretty Little Liars set in this futuristic tower, where New York, all people live in one tower, and I really love the series because it is exactly that. I've been given books before, and they weren't that at all, but I really like it personally so far. So I picked this book because it is her new release, and it sounded really cool. So I am into politics and history and stuff, so this one is a new twist on history, and it's as if Washington was given a crown instead of us becoming a republic state. It was as the Washingtons became our monarch. So the Washingtons, at this point, it's brought up to the present. The Washingtons have been our monarchy ever since, and recently we have changed it. So if there's a woman first in line, she will become queen, and it won't skip down to the male generation. And so there is a young lady named Princess Beatrice, which kind of sounds like a familiar princess name, and become the crowned queen. So it's about her, but it's also about her younger twin siblings. So there's Samantha and Jefferson, and Samantha is a princess, but she likes a boy that she's not allowed to like. And then Jefferson is dealing with, before he would have been king back in the day, but I think he's dealing with a little bit of that, plus some other problems. And so yeah, it's just all about the little royal problems, and I thought it sounded like a really cute idea. It's completely different and fun, and I really enjoyed her other series, so that's why I put this one in it. The next book is The Water Dancer by Ta-Nehisi Coates, and it comes out September 24th. So this book I just saw everywhere, and finally I read the description here and I read the description here, and then finally I was like, you know what, I gotta put it in because I'm actually kind of interested. And I'd when I'd see it, I'd stop and read the description. I was like, no, this is telling me I'm pretty interested in this book. So this one is about a guy named Hiram. I don't know how to say his name really. He is born into bondage. It's slavery. This is set in the past, and he is given some kind of mystical power, it describes, when his mother dies, and then it ends up saving him later in water, and he gets basically to escape to the north. So it deals with his north and his freedom, and then he's brought back into the Underground Railroad, and he has this overwhelming desire to get his family out of slavery and bondage. And so I think it's just a grandiose, epic story between this really oppressive south, and then him going to the north and the railroad. Sounds really good, and somehow there's kind of a little mystery and magic thrown in as well, which I'm intrigued about. And so yeah, I'm excited for that. Okay, so the next one is She's the Worst by April Spellier. This is about two daughters, April and Jen, and they basically end up having to take a day off because one of them is sad, and they take a day off and go back to their childhood favorite things in LA. And from that description, I saw it kind of a lot of places and got really high reviews. I was kind of like, well, maybe, I don't know about that. But then someone described it as 10 Things I Hate About You meets Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And then I was like, yeah, I'm sold. I'll read it. It has really good reviews. I'll probably be interested in it. And so, yeah, it sounded exciting. That was a far better description. They should have put that across the board on all of them, which was fun. And then the very last book was another favorite author of mine, and this is Butterfly Yellow by Taha Lane, and this comes out September 3rd. So I have ranted and raved about Inside Out and Back Again by Taha Lane. It was a poetry piece she wrote about leaving Vietnam during the war and coming here as like a refugee. And it's such a good book, and it was one of the best books. And I think it was a Newbery Honor Award winner the year I read it, or maybe it was the year before. But yeah, she's won a few different awards. So she wrote another piece like that, and I'm excited for it because I absolutely loved that book. And so this one, it tells a story about a young girl, and she gets separated from her brother at the airport. Her brother escapes before the Vietnam War. She ends up there for 6 years and has to like live through it. And then once she escapes from the Vietnam War 6 years later, she gets to Texas and she meets a young city boy who she's interested in, and he has these dreams and hopes of becoming a rodeo person. So he's like a city boy who wants to become a rodeo guy, and then he helps her find her brother. And then in the end, her brother does not remember her at all. So it must have been her very much younger brother. And it's her rejoining with him and what she's gone through in the past and everything. And it sounds like a really good read. I absolutely loved her other books, so I hope I like this one as well. But those are all the books I'm really excited for in September. And I will see you guys in October for my new book releases. And don't forget to check out my fall reads. It does span from September all the way to November. And don't forget to subscribe if you guys like this, and give it a thumbs up, and hit the notification bell. And every time you get onto YouTube, subscribing's free. You just hit the button, and every time you get on YouTube, it'll tell you if I've uploaded a video. If not, if you just hit subscribe, it will only tell you if like the video became popular or something. But yeah, so I'll see you guys next time. See you guys next time. Bye.